Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Dragon Heist, Waterdeep. Wait, shit. Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I keep wanting to do it. That is how it comes out every week. Anyways, professionalism. No, we're keeping it. This is just how it goes. Hello, everybody.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Welcome to of course, Waterdeep Dragon Heist. That's the name of it. I honestly had to check myself again because I am really bad at that part of this game. His names, you would expect, but that's besides the point because where we left off was in a very, very difficult situation for the group, and that was as you guys had successfully made it in to the Xanathar hideout. You met Grum Shar, a apprentice wizard who used his burning hands to actually kill one of your party members, the shifter blood hunter named Ghost. As you can see by the little drawing in LB's frame, for all you podcast listeners, it is a tiny tombstone with some grass, and the tombstone says R.I.P. Ghost. And that is when Wolf decided to bolt and leave everybody behind to go and investigate things on his own, leaving Hubris and Kronk below, where they encountered Floon, as Barry delightfully calls him, the not Fabio of the campaign, as he looks very similar to Rainier Neverember, except he has a slightly droopy eye. Other than that, he is a very, very handsome boy. And that is where we are picking up with Wolf running through the streets, or running through the sewers of Waterdeep. So, I would like for you to make a survival check.
Can I just say that I am terrible with names? That's why I nickname everyone. It's like, there's a reason everyone's going to nickname it so I can remember them. And I got an 11.
All right, so with your survival, it takes you a little bit longer than you were expecting to actually get out of this hideout, because as you came back to the sewer landing and then ran up the sewer with the foot and a half of water just kind of trudging through, you got to that split in the road where it was either a left or a right-hand side, and you ended up taking the left-hand path and just rushing straight forward. And so you are just continuing to run, and you start seeing that there are those yellow signs on the wall that mark the path to the hideout, and you're kind of just reversing through them now until you find a sewer grate that you can kind of pop out of.
As I get to, this is the first sewer grate, right?
Yeah.
So it's most likely the one the others are going to go through.
That you believe so, yes.
Okay, well, I want to prick my finger, take out that sheet of paper with all the laws on it, which I know of.
Okay.
And write that code word horny on it.
Okay.
And then take an arrow and jam it into the wall so they can hopefully find the note.
All right, sounds good. And for all of our listeners, what does the code word horny mean?
Go to Hubris's. We'll meet up there. What?
RJ's face was smack on perfect.
So yeah, you write in your own blood on the laws of the city, horny, and then you jam it into a sidewall with an arrow.
I do just want to point out Ghost came up with the name, okay?
It's true. It was a fun romp. This is why you be on time, RJ. We won't make plans at the expense of Hubris.
Hey, I want to get up. I want to run to the. Now I've been thinking about this all week, okay? And I want to go to the dock ward, to the bar.
Okay. So yeah, you are making your way to the bar. I would like for you to make a survival check as you try and navigate your way through the city streets to the dock ward.
Please don't fail me now. 20. Dirty 20. Okay.
Nice. So you know that it's going to take you roughly about 45 minutes from where you are to actually get to the dock ward, because as you start running, thinking back where you had actually entered into the sewer, this isn't anywhere near where you were. As you had been maneuvering through the sewers of Waterdeep for quite some time before you actually arrived at the Xanathar Guild hideout.
Okay.
So yeah, you just start running, and you are making good time rushing through the streets of Waterdeep, going to the dock ward, and that's when we're going to switch back to Hubris, Floon, and Kronk, as you guys are currently holding on to the charred remains of Ghost, having just freed Floon from his imprisonment at the Xanathar hideout.
All right, I got Ghost, and I'm like, no, no, no. And I'm just moving along as quickly as I can.
I would suggest that we get out of here if possible. Does that sound good? Yay? Yay, nay?
Fine.
Okay, cool. Do you guys know where you're going?
Where the fuck did Wolf go?
Who? I mean, I kind of saw a blur behind you guys, but...
Turn around. Do I spot like where did Wolf stick the note?
Wolf stuck the note in a right by a sewer grate that was leading up to the surface.
Okay, so head on up.
Okay, so make a survival check as you guys exit the hideout.
Kronk is way too messed up to think. He's just kind of following Hubris and carrying Ghosts.
14.
All right, so with your 14, you would know that the correct way to exit the sewer is if going down that hallway, you take an immediate right, and that will lead you back to the place where you entered into the sewer.
Okay.
So yeah, you start heading down that way, and you start seeing the familiar sewer ends, and you go up the ladder, and there is no note, as Wolf had just charged straight ahead rather than turning off to the right before finding his way out of the sewer. So you actually climb out of the sewer first and hold it open as Floon kind of scrambles up, and then he extends a hand down to help Kronk out.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys managed to pull Kronk out of the sewer, and he just has this charred body in your arms. Are you guys doing anything?
Oh, I threw my coat over.
Yeah. So yeah, you are just carrying this cloaked figure through the streets. What are your guys' plans?
I'm pretty sure we discussed this earlier. When shit hits the fan, we meet up at my place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Hubris just motions for Kronk to give him Ghost.
Okay.
All right, big guy. I need you to run down to the yawning portal, and I need you to get Volo.
Volo, portal, got it.
Oh, Volo's at the portal. I would actually like to see my friend if that's okay.
You're coming with me.
Please no.
You're coming with me to the safe house because those Zant bastards might still be looking for you.
Oh, okay. It's been a hot minute since I've seen the sun.
What time is it?
It is. You guys had gone pretty early in the day. After dealing with Larzo, the lizard folk salesman, you guys had actually gone into the sewer. At this point, you guys would have gone in around 10 o'clock in the morning. And then after your stint in the sewer, it would be about 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon.
Well, enjoy what little time you have in the sun because I'm shoving you inside of a little room with a large armchair.
Well, that sounds comfier than what I've been through, but I'd really like to see Volo. He's really nice, and it's been a while.
He will come to the safe house. Kronk knows the way.
Okay. Well, I'll trust you. Probably shouldn't. But you guys
Kronk
did save me. So I owe you my life.
Kronk is already like, and basically out of my way, to anybody or anything that tries to stop him.
Yeah. So make a survival check, Kronk, as you rush your way to the yawning portal.
Not his strong suit. 4.
Okay. So you're just going. Like you are properly running as fast as you possibly can down road after road after road, trying to find a familiar street. And it takes you the better part of 2 hours. Or not 2 hours, I would say. We're gonna say hour and a half. An hour and a half for you to kind of just like skitter on around until you finally find a spot where you're like, okay, I remember this. I remember this place. And then you look up and you actually see the sign, the yawning portal, right above you. So you just turn around and then rush into the bar.
Yeah, all right.
And Volo
Where's Volo?
Oh, hello. Yeah. How's it going? And Volo just kind of like struts up. Just, why you are looking mighty strong. Where's your gorgeous friend? And he's kind of like looking behind you and just, well, actually, to the point. Have you seen Floon? I know that you guys said that you were on it. Have you found any leads? Have you gotten him yet?
We found your boyfriend. Come on.
Well, he's not my boyfriend. Oh! And just you pick him up and drag him out of the door.
Hoist him along.
All right. So yeah, you are just dragging Volo along.
You're a wizard, right?
No, unhand me. I'm an author.
Start running.
Please. And you just continue dragging him along. And you hear Durnan yell out from the bar, it's going on your tab! As Volo is just getting dragged away, and you can see he kind of looks dejected a little bit, but continues on with you. So then we're going back to you, Hubris. What are you currently doing?
Heading back to the apartment fast as I can with 2 basically dead weights. I don't want to say that, but...
Well, Floon can still move. And he's not like dragging his feet or anything. He's keeping up pretty good speed with you.
Yeah. Just heading back to the apartment, just muttering to himself.
Okay. So make a survival check.
Damn you. Dirty 20.
Nice. So yeah, you know that your place is only about 20 minutes away from where you are. So it takes you a little bit to get there, and you kind of keep more towards the shadows as you are just carrying a dead body on you. But you finally make it back to your apartment. And yeah, you can do with it as you wish.
With a free hand, I just shove Floon in, tell him to sit.
But there's only one chair, and he just sits.
Stay.
Okay. Please don't kill
Okay.
me. Please don't eat me.
Just gently laying Ghost down, and then slowly removing the coat off of her. Oh.
Yeah, it does not look good. The hair that was on her body had quickly ignited, so a lot of it is just scorched flesh. She had kind of been flash fried from the burning hands.
Shaking his head. This is fucked. Man. I guess I'm gonna wait for Kronk and Volo.
Okay. All right, so then we're going to go back to Barry. Wolf in the dock ward. And you are rushing along the street. What is your current plan?
Get to the tavern,
Okay.
which I know of.
Yeah, so you go, and it is called the Rusty Crustacean. Is the bar that you are currently going to, and as you get into the bar, make a perception check.
Before I get in, I want to remove my purple scarf.
Okay.
and wipe my eyes because Wolf may or may not have had allergies on the way over.
It's fair enough. There might have been a little bit of rain outside.
Oh my gosh, with the +7 I get 9 total.
Okay. So yeah, you walk in and just don't really take notice. You can see that there are a few people sitting around the bar's general area, and there's a bartender who is a kind of pale-looking half-elf, and he's just kind of cleaning a glass, as bartenders always seem to do. And you can see that to the right of the bar, there is a hallway that extends back, and a half-orc is kind of just like sitting up against it.
Walk up to the half-orc.
Didn't expect to see you here. And you look up, and it is the female half-orc that was in the yawning portal not 2 days ago. Can I help you?
I need to see her.
I feel like a lot of people need to see you. And you're not exactly in a spot to be making demands, Snow.
Well, they can wait. I have information that you guys want, and I need something for it. So let me in, or I'll finish off the job I started 2 days ago.
I don't think you understand the situation that you're in. And you look behind and you can see that all of the people at this bar all have very visible snake tattoos on them. Then you hear from the back just... that's enough. You don't need to badger the poor boy. What is it? And you see that there is a small shield dwarven woman wearing very nice robes, just looking at you. You know, they said that you were dead, and then they said that you were alive. Luckily, I bet on the right one. You were always made of stronger stuff.
We need to talk.
Yes, I agree. I have several questions. Come. And she motions for you to come into the back room with her. And as you come in, she opens up the door. Take your seat, Conrad. You'll be fine.
I'll sit down.
She sits down behind this large mahogany desk that you can see there is a set of scales, an abacus is set up next to it as well. And there are notes and papers kind of just like scattered onto the desk, and she brings her hands up. I hear that you got into a fight with my men.
I actually saved your man. They got into a fight with the Zenithar.
Those pesky guild members again, eh?
So you're welcome. I need a loan.
Well, I'm sure we all need something, Conrad. But
Okay,
you understand that nothing comes for free. What is it that what kind of loan?
I need to revive someone.
Well, that is going to be a pretty penny. You have a way to currently pay that back? How long has this person been dead?
Well, it took me, 45 minutes to get here?
Yeah.
So, and how long in the sewers?
You had spent maybe 15 minutes in the sewers.
About an hour.
That's going to...
I know.
It's going to increase the cost quite a bit, and I'm afraid that you just don't have the standing right now to afford something like that.
What is Fabio's real name?
His name was Rainier Never Ember.
I know where to get Rainier.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, he was last seen beforehand being taken by your guys and interrogated about finding his old man's lost fortune.
He's too
Down in
hot
one
on
of
the
your
Xanathar
warehouses.
tracks right now. And he's already been rescued from our establishment. And if you are the one who rescued him, then you already cost us quite a bit in leathers and swords.
No, that was the local city watch.
Mm-hmm. We have
He
our
owes me a
eyes throughout
favor.
the city, Conrad.
Yeah, he owes me a favor.
I don't think that he would be telling us anything. I don't
He
think
won't
that
tell you.
I don't think that as a favor he's going to reveal the location of Waterdeep's largest pile of money. That just doesn't add up.
But what do you want?
It doesn't really matter what I want at this point. I really just don't see myself giving you that amount of money.
You know I was your best agent.
You were. But then you died. So I had to replace you.
But you know that I'm not.
Yes. Now that I've already replaced you, I'm afraid that I quite prefer that my
Who
current
did you replace
arrangement-
me with? Don't tell me that half-orc out front, because I would be offended.
Well, seeing as how I get nothing out of revealing any more information to you, really don't see this conversation lasting much longer.
There's got to be something you want. Something you need. That you don't want tied back to you.
How
Anything.
about this? A favor. One favor that I get to call in at any time. As
Done.
well as a vial of your blood and a little bit of your hair.
As you can see, I'm pretty beat up. Is it going to kill me?
It won't kill you. This is just so that way if you run away again, we can track you down like the dog you are.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. But done. Where do we go? And I'll cut a clip of my hair off right there and then.
Okay. She reaches into her desk drawer and pulls out a vial, sets it down next to a knife.
Yep, cut myself and...
And you can see
Oh my
that,
God.
like, it starts pooling at the bottom and she watches it. She smiles a little bit as it continues to fill. All right, that's enough. Should be fine. She stoppers it and then sets it back into the desk drawer. I can give you till tomorrow. Or,
Give me till tomorrow.
yes, I need time in order to set things up. Creating a scroll isn't exactly a quick pursuit, nor is it cheap.
Where are we meeting?
We can meet at the crypts. Seems rather
Okay.
suiting if you're looking for...
Time?
Say 11
AM, PM.
p.m. Best to do
Alone?
dealings at night. Preferably.
Will you be alone?
I mean, we're in the city. Zentarum are never truly alone.
And I won't be alone.
Fair enough.
Is that it?
That's all I need.
As I start leaving, I just want to ask one more question. Did you know it was a trap?
It was a uncalculated expense.
Okay. I'll leave. I'll stink eye the orc.
She'll just grin at you.
Whenever you want to go again, let me know. It'll be the last thing you do, but just let me know.
You always did have a little bit of spunk in you.
I remember my dagger being in you as well. And I just walk off.
Okay. So yeah, you quickly walk off. And now you are standing in the dock ward.
Now I'm going to sprint off to Hubris' place.
Okay. So yeah, you are hauling ass back to Hubris's place. Kronk, I would like for you to make a survival check. I'm going to say roll with advantage because you have Waterdeep's Navigator Extraordinaire, Volo. Was it worse?
5.
Oh my god. So you were just like rushing forward, and it takes you a good 45 minutes to get back to Hubris's place. Because rather than telling Volo where Hubris's place is located as far as like street names are concerned, you're more like, it's by the building that has the blue roof and the yellow door, and like you just keep running, like you know where you're going based on imagery, and if you don't have the right images to line up, you just aren't able to get it.
I'm sort of rage sobbing as we go, you know, over the death of Ghost, which I haven't said anything to Volo about, but I keep saying stuff like, you know any priests? We'll grab them on the way.
I know a few. None that particularly want to be grabbed. And he's just getting pulled along with you.
All right.
And then Wolf, also make a survival check as you rush your way back to Hubris's place.
Six.
Okay. So,
allergies are kicking in again. It's quite rough.
you're just running, like, just kind of like yelling to yourself while you go. And that is actually around the time that you show up to Hubris's place. But because you had gotten lost and Kronk had also gotten lost, you guys actually show up at roughly the same time. Just kind of like come almost colliding into each other as you guys get to the door. And you both look very, very worse for wear, standing in front of Hubris's apartment.
We couldn't get a priest on the way, so I had to brought Volo.
Hello! Nice to see you. You look... Oh, God, you look awful.
Gonna look better than you will soon.
Well,
Let's get him in.
Huh? What do you mean going in?
Let's get him inside.
You're just grabbing Volo and forcing him into the door and just... Whoa! And look, he
Bit of
just...
a back of the head sort of like...
Oh, yeah. No, you just bring him into Hubris's home. And right as you go in, the door just seems to slam shut behind you. Almost like you were just dragging Volo into darkness. And when you guys get in, you can see that it is just a relatively empty room, except for this large leather armchair that Floon is just sort of nervously sitting in, while Hubris is still leaning over Ghost.
Oh, not Fabio.
Floon, you're all right. Just
As
Volo!
Volo's crossing over to go to Floon, I grab him by the collar.
oh, you know, it's nice to see all three of you, but really, where is your attractive friend? She said that once Floon was Oh, I see. You know, I don't know why you're necessarily holding my shirt collar in the way that you are. This was not something I am directly responsible for in any way, shape, or form. I was at the Yawning Portal drinking.
Right. But we went to go find your friend Floon, and this happened while finding him. And
For that,
I assume...
I am truly sorry.
because you're such a worldly and knowledgeable author, you would know a way to bring her back.
Well, yes, but most of those involve long, arduous treks around the world for rare magical items that can only be used once after you obtain the favor of a god.
I lift him up as best I can.
Oh, okay. And Floon just sort of like, hey, please, no. Just
Fix her.
Would that I could, friend. If you could please let me down, that would be great. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how. I am an author. I am not a cleric. I am a writer of books, but I am not a wizard. I have no magical
You must have studied
capability.
something. You must have.
I studied academia! I studied books, I studied maps, I studied geography. I didn't study how to resurrect a dead person.
Well, get it through your thick, academia-filled head. Because if you can't find a solution, I'm going to kill you and your boyfriend.
All right, look, that's being awfully hasty about killing anyone. If you want solutions, I have them. You can go to see a cleric. You can go on a mystical quest to find an item that once you gain the favor of a god, you can use once to bring back your friend. There's probably a paladin who's very strong somewhere who would be willing to help your cause.
Drop him.
Hubris,
I'm about to wind up and punch him in the face.
stop.
We need a solution now.
I've got one.
Well, see, look, now everything just...
Shut up.
Okay.
Not done with you.
Just nods. And Floon just starts, like, kind of crying in the back.
Glad to see you found not far, were you?
None of this is sinking into Kronk. He's just waiting for the, like, kill that guy thing, because he's got that total zone out, like, if Hubris says something, somebody dies. So.
Hold on, there's a wild dog nearby barking.
There are lots of dogs on the streets of Waterdeep.
Raise a finger. Wolf, you and I are going to talk.
11 o'clock
Kronk?
tomorrow night. Ghost will be back.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you're not making much sense.
I've organised something to get her back.
Is it with one of the paladins? You know what? I'll stop talking. That's fine.
Kronk, if he opens his mouth again, punch him.
I'll give him the old Happy New Year, the shake, and pop his head right off.
Volo's eyes just get wide. And Floon just
Not
starts crying more in the
Not-
background.
Kronk, not anywhere near Ghost, and not anywhere near my chair.
We need him alive.
Ah,
He still has to finish paying us more.
so, just so I can follow, you figured a way to bring her back.
I arranged a way.
And he Kronk like bear hugs you off the floor, and and this is probably like the first time that Kronk has like given you a hug, because you usually are like arms, yeah, big guy, it's fine kind of thing. So
Just
what? You made a deal with the devil? You hired a priest?
pretty much.
Great. Nothing
I
good
would-
ever comes from those sort of things, Wolf.
Not an actual devil.
Metaphorically or like literal, if you make a deal with a devil.
So what? We just let Ghost die?
No.
I'm the one that's going to be affected by this, not you guys, so there's no need to worry. All I ask is when we go meet these people, as much as you're going to want to kill them, don't.
Something's a little off if you're saying not to kill anyone.
So I want to make a joke about this, but no.
unless they don't bring Ghost back, then I get to kill all of them.
Oh, if they don't bring Ghost back, you can kill all of them.
Ah. And his pupilless eyes are all bloodshot, Kronk's, and he's like, got a tear going, and he's just like, I want to believe, you know. He doesn't say it, but you can tell he's like a little kid. Like, I
Hubris
want to believe.
walks past Kronk and like just pats his arm. All right, Volo, Floon.
And he just mouths at you, "Can I talk now?" You had a question. You're going to ask, "Can we leave?" Is a question I have for you. Huh?
Thinking. Wolf.
So we've got to let Fabio know that not Fabio's alive.
Who?
Volo still owes us part
Never
payment.
Ember.
Fabio. Never heard that name before.
Never Ember.
That one I do know. I don't really particularly like, but I know him.
He doesn't like you either, but you still owe us more payment. If I remember correctly, that first lot was a down payment.
Yes.
Now you owe us a payment and more for damages done.
Well, there's a
You're a famous author.
slightly funny story. If you
Not in a laughing mood.
Kronk's face becomes like a skull.
Quietly raising like his hand, ready to snap it.
So, the thing about being an author is that sometimes your books do really well, and they do well for a really long time, and then they start doing not as well, and so you start, researching new avenues. Like I said, I'm working on specters and spirits. Yeah, it's totally great. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic book. But I used most of my money to buy a house in Troll Skull Alley so that way I could research it, because there's a ghost that lives there. And I ended up not having enough money for another printing of my guide to monsters. And then the money's just sort of been steadily dwindling away. And I really gave you all as much as I could.
You have till the count of 10 to leave my apartment before I start slinging spells in your direction.
I do genuinely, and he is just like standing up and walking out as he does, but just
Kronk's eye is twitching. He's looking at Hubris.
9, 8.
Look, I can just arrange it. The house is yours. The house is all
5.
yours.
I'm very bad at math.
Goodbye. And he just sort of like closes the door and exits with Floon.
So we go.
No, nobody said Floon could go. No, I got one more word to say to Floon.
We got a new house.
Floon can tell Fabio I'll be coming to visit in 2 days.
Floon had gotten picked up and taken out with.
Well, then I will run out there and scare the living shit out of them.
Yeah, you open up the door and they are having this like moment of close embrace, and then you just throw open the door and just What? We got out of your home.
It's not my home. You can tell Fabio or Neverwinter, whatever his name is. I'm terrible with names. We'll be seeing him in 2 days. You should probably let him know you're alive too.
Floon, please tell Rainier that you're alive. And Floon just nods and just like kind of like cowering behind Volo, and Volo's not like the most staunch individual either.
Oh, I would like to say nice working with you, but it wasn't.
So I'll just leave the deed to
And
the
shut
house.
the door.
Okay. And you hear through the doorway, "I'll leave the deed to the house underneath the door." And then you are now alone in this room.
The when, what time, where?
11 p.m. tomorrow, Crips.
Too long, too long, too long.
Well, unless you have another way.
I could... I don't know.
Can you proceed? Can you do a little cleany spell, at least? Does that do anything? Can you get the sewer junk off me?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Just snapping, thinking.
Does it do anything to Ghost?
It cleans up the sewer gunk and the dirt and sears that are on the clothes, but you can still see burn marks and the charred flesh from underneath from the burnt hair is still there. And you can actually see that it looks like the fire, like just looking at the body, you can see that the fire was actually so heated that it looked like it actually kind of like melted out her left eye.
Dude, Andor, the fuck, man.
You're looking at a dead body!
Alright. Well...
Kronk, we're gonna need more clothes for Ghost.
She can keep my coat for now.
Yeah, but when she comes back, she's gonna need stuff.
You know where her apartment is, right?
Yeah.
It's his apartment as well.
Well, not really. I just crash there sometimes.
It's your apartment now.
Well...
Kronk doesn't understand how an apartment works. So he's like...
Well, fucking...
We've got nothing to do for a day and a half.
Fine.
I've got to keep busy.
Can you talk with Rainier then? Or are you sending not Floon to be a messenger
Not
boy?
Fabio's letting him know that we're going to stop in 2 days' time.
Alright.
I've got to fix this rapier. Get clean clothes, non-burnt, singed clothes for Ghost.
I'll stay here.
I don't know what else.
I'll at some point, gently pick Ghost up and like lay her in a sunspot near the window, and kind of tuck her in with your coat again. Real nice before I take off to go get her some more clothes.
Okay.
Careful of the sunburn. I'm sorry.
Don't you have shit to do?
It's how I deal with emotional situations. I
Listen,
diffuse the situation.
sorry, we'll meet back here in a few, and then head out. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as Wolf leaves, Hubris goes to sit down next to Ghost, just holding his pistol in the hand, and looking at her.
Okay.
Kronk has already left to go get some clothes.
All right.
I'll go with Kronk.
So Kronk and Wolf, the buddy cop movie we never knew we needed so badly. One of you can roll investigation with advantage.
Investigation with advantage?
Yes, as two of you are currently searching for a place to buy some clothes.
I'm pretty proficient in investigation. Kronk, do you?
No, it's all you, man.
Nat 20.
Okay. So with your nat 20, you actually find a variety of clothing stores. So you can choose to either go into a fine clothing store, a mediocre like a middle of the run clothing store, or one that looks kind of threadbare, like their target audience is people who are going to be destroying clothes and just need a quick repair.
What do you think, Kronk?
I got this many, and I just like give him my pouch. It's like 25 gold.
Kronk. Prime? Free.
Well, wait.
5-finger discount.
Nah, gotcha. All right.
Fine clothing it is.
Okay.
We so do not suit this store, do we?
No, especially like your current gear is like
Cleaned up.
it's cleaned up, but it still has burn marks in it. Like all of the singeing and horrid smell is gone, but it's still tattered clothing. You look like you were in a small fire earlier today, and that's not just you. That is the two of you.
We both were.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay.
And you see that there is a little halfling woman with her hair kind of up in a bun, wearing just this very nice loose purple garb, and she has very long sleeves. And just, oh, how can I help you?
Yes. We've just been sent by our lady ghost of
I sent by a lady
Neverwinter.
ghost?
She's a
Son,
noble
if you're
from
looking
Neverwinter.
to buy women's clothes for yourself, I
No,
won't
not
judge.
for me.
It's
Not
okay.
for me. Not for me. A noble from Neverwinter was told that you had the finest clothes
Yes.
and sent us to go get her some.
Well, I haven't received any orders.
That's why we're here.
Well, do you have her measurements?
Kronk, do we have her measurements?
Yeah, she's about like yay. About
No. I'm going to need much more precise measurements to make such a nice suit of clothes. Everything here is handmade. None of that one size fits all things.
Shit.
Language.
Wish Hubris was here. He's about the same size and build. Good day. I guess we're going to the middle store.
Wait, shit. We're all right.
We don't have her measurements, and we can't exactly bring her here.
Right. Indisposed.
Yes.
Goodbye.
And she just waves at you as you guys leave. And then,
So wanted to rob her. But okay.
and then you go to the next shop over, which is the mediocre looking store. And kind of peeking around inside, you can see that there is a brown-haired half-elf that's kind of keeping his hair out of his eyes with a band. And he is currently just like helping another customer out and accepts some money from them, gives them a bag, and then passes them out. Just passes them along, and then that other person just ends up leaving, looking happy, looking satisfied. Goes, can I help you at all?
We need new clothes.
I can see that. What, on a scale of small, medium, large, and he points at Kronk, giant, what say you for shirt size? I've found that it's actually quite profitable to just make a bunch of shirts in mass, so that way I only have to buy one large roll of fabric at a time. So we have the standard colors of blue, gray, black, and white.
We just look and get back to you when we need assistance.
Does he not know? I mean, let him know.
All right, well, if you know what you're looking for.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
remember
just
your
look.
faces, but perhaps you've heard of this store, the Nimble Thimble, if you would.
Let's catch it.
It's a little bit of a tongue twister.
You like sponsoring a group of adventurers and heroes?
It's not very profitable. Most adventurers say that you'll sponsor them, but then when it actually comes to branding, they shy away from it. And then they leave town, and no one ever says, oh, that group of adventurers sent me to your clothing store.
Probably because they all died.
Most
Yeah,
likely.
Yeah, that does happen a lot.
So I've heard. I try not
We're
to do
just
it
gonna
myself.
look around. And
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of like scope out this place, and you can see that there are tables that have various pants and shirts of just these very basic colors kind of lined up, and you can see that it is separated by men's on the right and then women's on the left. And then there is a separate section in the back for it just says with tail. And it looks like a variety of pants that have a low cut around the bottom or a smaller cut up to the top to accommodate for folks that have an extra appendage.
Does Ghost have a tail?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
No. I've just got confirmation. Negative. It's just been that long since we've seen Ghost. It could have been burnt off.
So she likes pants but frilly shirts. Not tails, but like a
What
nice
color
jacket.
clothes should we get her? You can pick them, Kronk.
And it is blue, gray, black, white, beige.
Try to match what she was wearing, which I think was like a white shirt with a frill or an ascot, and then like a long coat and dark everything else.
Is there a new coat for me? Seeing how mine's burnt, I didn't think it was.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are currently just like trying on clothes and
Did
getting.
Hubris get burnt?
Her ears got singed quite a bit.
I said Hubris.
No, Hubris was relatively untouched during that dungeon.
Okay. Do you need any new clothes, Kronk?
Nope.
Doesn't really
Okay.
wear clothes.
Yeah, it's dags and a chainmail, maybe a halberd underneath. But I was able to shuck off the fire myself. So
Okay. I'll get a new coat and I'll get whatever I need replaced.
Okay. So that is actually when we were going to switch back over to Hubris, because Hubris, you hear as you are mourning over Ghost, you actually hear a rapping of knuckles at the door. Just you're muted.
I'm a professional. Stands up, walks over to the door,
Okay.
cracks it open a little bit, and leans his head.
And you see that there is a very officially dressed tiefling woman, red skin, silver eyes, and she is just looking at you. Are you Hubris? Or one that goes by the name of Hubris?
Yeah.
Can I get you to sign this? She just holds up a piece of paper, and you can see that Volo has scrawled his name at the bottom. This is a transfer of ownership document. If you could please just sign this, then the manor in Trollskull Alley will be entirely yours.
I don't exactly have ink and quill on me right now.
Oh, that's fine. She actually has this little portable folding case. And you can see that the ink is more of a gel, it keeps its surface tension until your pen kind of dabs into it.
Yeah. He steps outside, closes the door behind him, reads over the deed.
Yeah. So looking at it, you on this deed, it says that you are entitled to what was a bar at one point and is one of the older houses in Waterdeep. That's sort of just gone through her hands multiple times. You know that in the document it says for the transference of one bar, and then it was crossed out. For the transference of one clothing shop, and then that was crossed out. For the transference of, and it just seems to have just changed what it was, hand over hand over hand, until the last one says research facility and a little smiley face next to it, and then that one's crossed off to just say manor. And it looks like it is going to be a 2-story building from ground level up. So there's ground floor, top level, and then there's also a large basement underneath as well.
Takes that quill, signs his name, a big autograph. Would that be all?
Yes, this is quite sufficient. These are for you, and she hands you a set of wrought iron keys. Don't forget to lock up. It is in Troll Skull Alley, but you can never be too careful. Have a good day. Then she just walks off and leaves you be.
Turns, walks back in, closes the door, and leans against it. Fuck. There's like just the body of Ghost in front of him. He's just shaking his head. Fuck. And he chucks his gun across the room.
Okay.
What the fuck is the point of all this, whatever, power, if I can't... And just punches a wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you wanting to do anything else during this time?
Yeah, we've got the deal set up, so
Okay.
probably go back and sit next to Ghost.
Sounds good. So yeah, you go to sit next to Ghost, and it is. Then we'll switch back to Barry, Barry and Greybeard as Kronk and Wolf. So, you guys have gotten new sets of clothes for Wolf, for Ghost, and you also managed to pick up just like some a nicer underpart for Kronk, so that way the chainmail doesn't constantly like rough against his skin. It was more of a little bit of padding. And the shop owner says that it'll only be 25 silver for everything that you're looking for.
Oh shit. Maybe we should try this buying stuff more often.
Well, I like to keep my
a
rates
gold piece
reasonable.
and be like, change?
You know, I'm not the smartest book on the shelf, but I think 3 will cover it. And I give him 3 gold pieces.
I'm going to quickly pick those gold pieces up and be like, I've got this one, Kronk. Don't worry. I'm going to pocket those 3 and hand 1 over and ask for change.
Okay. And you see the shop owner just sort of nods and then gives you 5 silver pieces as change.
Wait. What's the exchange rate of this stuff?
It's 10 gold or 10 silver for 1 gold.
Ah, shit. It's a rip-off. Okay. That's why I don't buy stuff. I don't even know the exchange rates. Is there a change room?
There is not currently.
Well, please turn around.
You can just leave my shop.
Or you can just turn around. Wolf's just gonna
Shakes his
get
head.
changed.
Kronk is already like bent over, shaking his chainmail off of his head.
He just
And it
The frilly shirt was for Ghost, right?
yeah.
Okay, put the frilly shirt aside. Can make sure I get my clothes.
And
And
he
then
just,
I'm gonna just
he's just like shaking
hand
his head.
the
looking at you
burnt
guys.
clothes over and be like, you can have them for free.
What a gift. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Please do come back.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys head out and find yourself to Hubris's house.
How much would it cost to repair a rapier from acid damage?
You know that it would just take a mending spell, so you could probably give most any caster who's willing to do it probably like a gold for their trouble.
Okay, so
It's
if
gonna
we're
be
just
cheaper.
waiting till tomorrow night, I was gonna pass the clothes off to Kronk, find someone to do that, and then just go back to my place.
Wait, I'm coming back to your place. I don't know where
You're
you
off
live.
to Hubris's.
Ah, gotcha.
I got some stuff to do, and I will meet you at. How long would it take to get to the wherever the crypts from Hubris's?
To get to the crypts from Hubris's, it would probably take 2 hours walking distance to get there.
I'll meet you at Hubris's before 9 tomorrow night.
All right. And I'm walking away, and I'm holding like 3-4 inches of the rapier and the top parts here, and I'm like poking at myself with a little bit, like.
That's mine.
No, after you've left.
Yeah.
I'm like, as I'm going off to get it fixed, I'm like trying to figure out, exactly what you would do with this thing. This is.
I was getting
doesn't
it
seem
fixed.
like a whippet. No, I'm going to get it fixed. I will get it fixed. It's just.
I'm saying I'm getting it fixed. I give you the clothes.
Oh, you gave me the
Yeah,
clothes.
I'm gonna go get it fixed and then just go back to my place. No, just take.
Oh, okay. Now
That's why I was like, "What are you doing with my rapier?"
Okay.
I need that Kronk.
I was wondering why you sent me on that errand. Okay, I'm back at Hubris's with the clothes.
Okay. Yeah, so Hubris, you get another very loud thudding knock on your door. And when you go to open up the door, Kronk is just kind of standing in your doorway.
Hey, big guy.
Hey, I got her some clothes. Probably shouldn't put her in the clothes until we get to the thing, so they won't get like that.
Yeah, good idea.
Now, in Kronk's head, at this point, he is not sad at all. He is rock solid, believes that Ghost is coming back. So your sadness is like he's not getting it,
We're gonna be in for a very long wait, big guy, so I suggest you make yourself comfortable.
All right.
There is one chair in the middle of the room.
He does the whole Goliath sitting thing where he just kind of folds down and just kind of rests on his haunches and just kind of becomes a stone, like a rock sitting there. And he's just sitting next to Ghost, like all faith, he knows that this is a thing, that she's not even dead now to him. So
yeah, and you guys start hearing actually start hearing that there is a faraway thunder that seems to be rolling in into the shore, and you can start hearing water coming down outside as you guys have kind of spent the majority of your evening getting to this point. And it's around 9 o'clock, 9 or 10. And Wolf, what were you off doing? Or were you just running over to the crypts currently?
So it's the next day.
Okay, so was that your plan, was just we'll meet at the crypts?
I was going to meet at Hubris's at 8:30.
Okay.
The next night.
Sounds good. So, this is when we are going to transfer over to Ghost. So, LB, I'd like for you to remove your thing.
You're muted.
Yep.
I know. I just had to remove it first.
So, Ghost, you are... The last thing that you remember is an intense heat washing over you as this wizard at the top of a stair cast burning hands down upon you. And then you remember that there was a blackness. And then you opened up your eyes and you were standing in this long, long white hallway. And sitting in front of you at this small desk was a very tired man sipping on some coffee, and he looks like he had papers stacked up all around him. And he was in the middle of filing one out and just looks at you. Ghost? Klee, right? Are you?
Who are you?
It doesn't really matter.
Where am I?
Well, you're dead. You know what? Maybe this would help. I'm Kelemvor. I handle all the paperwork for the dying. You guys die so fast. You die so fast. I can't. It's so hard to keep up.
I'm sorry.
You just stop dying.
I would love to stop dying.
Just cut it out.
I'm dead.
Yeah, I know. It's a pretty big shot. Do you want some coffee?
No.
Smoke?
I want to go back. I'm not done.
About that, there actually was a note in your paperwork. I'm gonna need you to go through that door over there. There's some final questions that kind of need to be asked. It shouldn't take too long. Everything goes well. We'll get you back on your feet. Man, time means nothing in here. Well, soon.
What do you mean, get back on my feet?
Well, you said that you weren't done, and somebody's kind of taken notice of that. So if you could, again, just go through room C. If you could just go into room C, and everything will be made clear.
I kind of walk slowly, kind of like, still confused. I have no idea what's going on. Eyeing him. Can I peek at his paperwork?
Yeah, you can peek at the paperwork. So make a perception check.
Okay. Not great. Perception is 16.
So looking at his paperwork, you can see that there is a large stack of papers that all just look like they are written with shorthand for the most part, but at the top you see printed out, and then with what looks like a personalized signature underneath a name and then the signature of that name. And you can see that there are, then at the bottom there is a little slot where it says destination in finely printed letters, a little colon, and then underneath there are various destinations. One says Avernus, another says Mount Celestia, another says River Styx, one way, and there just seems to be a lot of different places written down. And what did you get for your perception?
16.
So with your 16, you look down, and while you're kind of scanning this around, you actually see your own name with the destination written as Mechanus.
I'm gonna ask him, just as I pass, do you remember everyone who passes through here?
Yep.
Does everyone pass through here?
Most do. Some try and sneak around, but it's when my Doom Guard usually goes and gets them.
Did you see my family?
Kind of thinks for a little bit. Yes. Yes, I did. I'd like to say that the faces of the passing make you seeing them for eternity. All eternity, every eternity. I'd like to say that it makes you numb, but it doesn't. Seeing how hurt people are, seeing how weirdly glad some people are. That's the weird one. It's usually a cultist of some sort who thought he could bring back a dragon. Man, they get real disappointed.
Where did they go?
Oh, I would have to look for the paperwork on that one. I got a big file cabinet. How many of your years has it been? It's much easier to count it on your years than it is mine. It gives me a frame of reference.
10, 15?
I can, yeah, I'll start, I can start looking, if you want.
Please.
All right. Yeah, just let me finish with these papers, and yeah, I'll go for it.
Sure. Should I wait, or Did it seem like when I come back?
he's motioned for you to just like continue on to room C, and you'll be properly processed there. Mm-hmm. All right. So you get in front of room C, and you can actually see that this door is embossed with several gears that all seem to kind of just be intertwining. And the door itself is functioning like a large clockwork piece. And you can see that there is what looks to be a standard handle, but just the door itself is very golden, bronze. Like there are just a lot of intricate moving parts on this. But in the center of this door, you see that there is what looks to be a large circle, this iron, almost coin-shaped thing. And on it, you see what looks to be a head facing one way, sharing the back of the head with another face facing the opposite direction.
Do I know this symbol?
Make a religion check.
Religion. My forte. Oh, well, that maybe it is. 18.
18. You would have seen this marking around, and you would know that this denotes the holy symbol of the Doombringer whore. And that is where we are going to go to our first break.
God damn it, Igor.
Yay! So I want to say thank you to all of you wonderful players for coming by and on this amazing Tuesday, and thank you all to everybody who's also decided. We are going to try and be back in 5 minutes, so make sure to grab a drink, grab some food, and bring a friend on by, and we will get right back to it. So we shall see you guys soon. All right, everybody.
Bye.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Because when I started this up, I didn't hit the break screen. Man, these last 10 minutes. All you audiocast listeners, what lucky sons of bees are you guys? That you can just listen to the chat without any of that curmudgery. If that is the phrase. If it's not, it is now. We're calling it good.
It is in this world.
It is in this world, a world of fantasy and friendship.
Where you're God, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
I mean, I wouldn't say I am God, capital G. If anything, I am all gods, mini G's.
You are correct.
Like every edgy metal album, I am Death, Destroyer of Worlds. It's fine.
Founder of friends.
Yes. But, where we last left off, I need to do something real quick. Boop, done. So, where we last left off was Ghost walking into a large mechanical styled door, and then entering into this room. And when you do, you can see that it is it looks to be a flat ivory or a flat obsidian tower. And you can just hear the sounds of what sounds like must be hundreds upon thousands of gears all just turning, but it doesn't sound chaotic. It sounds like there is a method to that which the gears are turning. It sounds very balanced. And as you walk forward into this room, you can hear what sounds like an as the door that you walked through closes behind you. And when you turn around, that door is no longer there. And you are kind of just standing in this large room. And you can see that there are window holes on either side. And it looks like it is a chamber that goes down for about 40 feet and then begins to round out in the back to create more of this back chamber.
I'm going to step forward.
Okay.
Into the chamber more. You said there are windows?
Yeah, there are windows.
Okay. I'm gonna look out the window.
Okay, looking out across this window, normally what you would expect there to be would be fields, possibly a nice view over the city of Waterdeep. in your experience, or a reminiscence of forest that you could see out your window. But looking out of this window, you just see what looks to be an infinite field of gears and cubes and other geometrical shapes that just sort of seem to be moving in between each other, just creating what looks to be almost a wave motion that rises up and down, but you just see that there are gears kind of coming up and then riding that slowly. And you, again, your auditory senses are just completely filled with the sound of all of these gears. And that is when you hear from behind you, "Beautiful, isn't it? Everything in balance." And you turn, and standing behind you is a very tall, humanoid-looking figure holding a spear that looks like it has a rounded hook at the end. He's not wearing a shirt, and he has a very nice chest. Instead of pants, it seems to be more of like an open bottomed robe, like robe bottom piece, so that he's not constricted by pants. But you see that he has a cowl over his head that casts shade over his eyes, and you can see that they are just what look to be 2 star points, just kind of looking directly at you. But he doesn't seem menacing, and he's simply standing there.
This is a god, right?
You are getting the assumption that this seems like some sort of power.
Okay, I kneel.
Okay.
I get down on one knee, hand to the ground, like I don't know what to do. I'm Kronk, by the way.
You're Kronk, by the way?
No. In the screen.
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to fix that, but then we accidentally
I just wanted to, I didn't know if you knew. So
it's too late. The damage is done. So
yeah, I kneel and I, put my hand over my chest in a salute type thing.
Stand.
I stand.
I don't know what I would have to do if you kneeled. But I'm not ready for that part yet.
I'm Klee.
You can call me Asuran.
Asuran.
It's a much better name than what the Faerunians have given me.
I agree.
What do you think of this place? He motions out to what look to be waves that are kind of just rolling through, but they're all gears and clockwork and just kind of going.
It's beautiful. It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
For every small action, there is another action in turn. It simply moves because it is. That is the law.
Yes.
You had something taken from you. You had several people taken from you.
Yes.
I understand your pain. I too have had something taken from me. Something that would have allowed me to have my own plane instead of renting space, as it were, on this plane.
Who could take something from you?
Other gods. A real asshat named Ahun. I fought long against my rival, and in the final moments before I could claim his portfolio for my own, Ahun came in and took it for himself. So I have vowed to fight all the followers of Ahun wherever I can, but only if they are doing wrong.
Right. He sounds like a dick.
Agreed. Now, if somebody, in your case, took something precious from you, would you in turn take something precious from them?
Yes. I would take everything.
In moderation. If someone steals an acorn, you make them pay the fine. You don't simply remove both of their hands, then they would starve. And then their death would be on you.
That makes sense.
However, you have had an unequivalent exchange. And I can see the fire in your heart burns with it as well. There are those who took away from you something you loved, something you cherished, something you would trade your life for. And now you're trading theirs in return.
Yes.
This is still left undone. Is that correct?
Yes.
All things in moderation. All things have a start and a beginning, an equal and an opposite reaction. This was not your time. You still had more to do. Before your debt was balanced, is that correct?
Yes. Yes, are you saying I get to go back?
In order for you to return, there must be something else. An equivalent exchange.
Okay.
You shall have your life once more on the material plane. But then you shall service me during that life, and then after. Does this sound agreeable?
You're giving me the opportunity to take vengeance upon those that destroyed my family. You can have anything.
Now you may kneel.
I kneel.
And you see him bring down his long hooked spear onto your shoulder. And he brings it back and centers the spear point directly over your left eye. Do you still accept my call?
Yes.
An eye for an eye. And then he jams his spear tip through your eye, and in that moment, you start feeling that burning sensation again. The same kind of burning sensation that had taken over you when you found yourself in Kelembor's Hall. Before you were transitioned into the Doombringer's keep. And as his spear is still like kind of in your eye, my prayers are not uniform. When you call out to me, when you seek my aid, what is your prayer? What do you seek vengeance against?
I seek vengeance against those who have killed my family and those that seek to destroy my kind.
Then declare my name, state your prayer, and I shall lend you aid. But your time is not done. And you are not long for me. He just sort of bows his head to you. Now rise. And as you stand up, you feel your body getting increasingly hot, and you can actually feel a pain, the searing pain against your chest as well. And you look down and you can actually see the prayer that you just spoke into existence begin burning itself into a pattern across your chest. And he looks at you and says, "The more permanent the prayer, the more powerful it is. She'll be in contact." And he raises his hand up to you, and you feel your body then erupt in flames once again, just completely covering you. Hubris and Kronk.
No!
So, you guys are you guys are in Hubris's room. You last left off, it was around 9. You could hear thunder off in the distance, and you could feel the rain coming in. What were you guys doing in your early evening?
Hubris had taken like the other possession he had, which is like this very big quilt blanket, and he just like put it over Kronk.
Okay. And then are you guys going to sleep?
Yeah, I guess. It would be.
I didn't know if anybody had late night activities.
I don't think Hubris would be able to sleep.
Okay. So yeah, Hubris, you are just like dead-eyed, just looking at the body of Ghost.
It's just that flash fire scene playing in his head over and over again, trying to figure out if he could have done something different.
Kind of having that small moment of it should have been me for a very quick moment. Thinking to yourself, I'm a tiefling, I have fire resistance. I would have fared so much better taking fire damage than somebody who is legitimately made of combustible. That kind of thing is very much just weighing heavy on your heart. For most of the evening, an hour passes, and you still feel like you could have done more. Another hour passes, and the rain is now coming through the city, and you can see that there are strikes of lightning off in the distance. And around this time, it is closer to the middle of the night, as you would know from your experiences, getting up to nefarious dealings and shady activity. You are fairly confident that it is close to midnight, and that is when you see a flash of thunder, or a flash of lightning off in the distance. You can hear the thunder come in, and then flash again, and the thunder comes back in a second time. And this seems much, much closer now. And as you kind of like, you put your head outside to kind of see where this lightning and thunder is coming from, you actually see a lightning bolt strike down not 500 feet from where you are, just crashing into a bell that is on top of this building. And as it rings, you just hear this loud boom of thunder. And at that point, you start smelling something. Make a perception check. As this loud boom, as the bell itself is hit with this electricity.
I got a 12.
Okay, so with your 12, you start getting this smell in your nose, and it smells almost like burning, and you can start hearing this sizzling noise as well. And you look over behind you, and you can actually see Ghost is now starting to smolder again, and it looks like smoke is actually coming off of her body.
No, Kronk! And he's like just pulling the blanket off and trying to pat her down with it.
What I have heard. And she's smoking?
Yeah, she is there is just a small billowing of smoke coming off of Ghost's remains.
Hey, she's coming back!
No, this might be just like residual ember or something. Put her out!
Alright, I'm like, you can't wave it around. That just fans the flame. And so I take the quilt, and I'm like, without putting my weight on her, I'm holding the blanket over her.
Okay. So yeah, you see that there's just smoke kind of coming out from underneath this blanket as Kronk is just like laying on top of Ghost as smoke is billowing, and then that smoke stops.
Retrieving my pistol so I can like cast Ray of Frost on any residual flames.
Okay.
Awesome.
So Ghost, you wake up and you cannot see worth a damn. There is something very, very, very heavy on top of you, and you can hear what sounds like your friends Hubris and Kronk arguing amongst each other.
All right, Kronk, it's gonna be fast, just like a band-aid. I'll blast it, I guess.
All right, I got it. Ready, go.
Ha!
Uh,
is where
and
we
looking
Ghost again.
and you looking down at Ghost, you can see that there are still some burn marks that are remaining, but otherwise it looks like the body is actually incredibly well preserved. There doesn't seem to be any large burns up the arms. A lot of the fur is actually returned. But you can now see, what languages do you speak?
Common and infernal.
All right. So you actually see that there is now like this chest carving that seems to be just seared into Ghost's flesh on her chest bone. That kind of goes from collarbone to collarbone, and the left eye that looked like it had kind of like popped and melted out from the fire just has this tiny red bead that is just staying there. And Ghost, you can see completely fine, but the rest of you see that there is this like flame like scarring that comes up from the side of Ghost's face.
Hubris immediately turns around.
And Kronk had the blanket up like this,
Yeah.
and he's like looking over at Hubris like, oh, was she gonna do something?
Kronk?
Hey, I told you. And I lay the blanket down on top of you.
Where am I?
My place. My place. Hubris's
Do I
house.
remember what happened?
You remember meeting. Yeah, you remember everything that happened during your time. Mostly, you remember your time in Mechanus. You don't really remember. You don't remember the room with Kellamvor.
Okay. She goes up and I grab my eye. I was dead.
Yeah. Wolf made a deal with some devil to bring you back.
No. That's not how I came back.
Hmm?
I kind of I'm not shy with Kronk,
No.
so I show him my chest and I'm like,
Okay.
I made a deal with the Doombringer.
Wait. Well, who'd Wolf make a deal with then?
I'm so confused and very happy, and also, can you put some clothes on so I could turn around and hug you?
Oh, we bought your clothes. And he, in one hand, he's got the whole stack and he hands them to you.
She just gets up with the blanket and she hugs him from behind.
Duh.
So,
And you can smell kind of like a smoky, soot-y smell.
Where's Wolf?
We're supposed to meet him tomorrow. Wait. Were we?
Yeah, you guys were planning on Wolf coming back to Hubris's place, so that way you guys could set out at around 9 o'clock to scope out the crypts.
so quickly as that smell of singed fur, I just snap my fingers. She smells like lavender now.
Gaw.
You said I clothes, Kronk?
Yep. And he's,
I-
like I said, he's got a whole everything in one hand.
I unfold them and I kind of like, yeah, these are exactly what I would have bought, or close enough.
Close enough.
I redress.
Hubris just pinches the bridge of his nose. So, if you made a pact with the Doombringer, what the fuck did Wolf do?
I don't know. I woke up. I was in this mechanical building and I saw him, the Doombringer. He told me that, I knew my work wasn't done here. I told him that I would serve him. in order for me to come back and finish what I started.
I am at a loss for words.
Aren't you happy to see me?
Oh, I'm ecstatic to see your beautiful face. But right now, well, I don't
What?
want to overshadow the fact that you're alive because holy shit, you're alive.
But
We have a deal tomorrow at 11 p.m. to get something that would revive you. And Wolf made a deal for it. He said something about a devil making a deal with the devil. So, surprise! Happy rebirthday!
Fucking damn it.
Can I see out of my left eye?
Yeah, you can see fine.
Oh, cool.
It is, but to the rest of you, like, you can see fine. The rest of you just see that there is just this small red bead. Like, it's not, but it's like a bead of light. It's not like a jewel. Oh, sorry. It's not like a jewel or any other, like, physical thing. It just looks like this small bead of light that moves.
But is it just floating in the eye socket?
Yeah, it's just kind of floating in the eye socket. And it is just this very, I believe I said it was a nice blue color. I don't think I said red.
You said red.
You said red.
Well, screw it. It's blue. There. Yeah.
Twinsies.
Twinsies. So yeah, you just have this tiny blue ball. Because floating red has a different connotation in
True.
this game. So I wanted to make sure that was clear.
Okay.
You are not an undead. It is okay.
Cool. That's reassuring. Thank you, DM. So what happened after there was fire? I saw fire.
There was a fire. You became, well, you were always smoking hot, but you became smoking hotter.
I died, darling. You can.
You died. It's very weird to say you died to a ex-dead person. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. We brought you back. I threatened to kill Volo and Floon. We found Floon and Volo. Yeah, they couldn't pay up, so we got that mana on trolls, something or another. You're alive.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure we have all the facts straight.
Do I not look alive? And I look at myself.
I mean, worse for wear.
So
Kronk's confused, and then at some point, he's trying to straighten it out in his head, he goes, "Happy rebirthday!"
wrong. And I hug him.
Big hug.
So, I guess we gotta go find Wolf and see if we can't cancel this deal.
You hear
Do you mind
thunder
if I
just
go
rolling
find
off
him?
in the distance.
See both of us at the same time.
Okay, so, knowing Wolf, there might be one of two outcomes. One, he guts you because he thinks he might think you're an imposter. Or two, he might break down sobbing.
Yes, but he doesn't. Neither of you know where he lives, and I only know where he lives because I followed him.
That's creepy.
She just shrugs.
Point taken. Kronk,
Yeah.
will you accompany Miss Ghost to make sure everything is like all intact? I guess your functions are good, I suppose. Or would you like to just go by yourself, Ghost?
Are you questioning whether I'm capable or not?
Oh no, I'm not taking my eyes off you.
Yeah. Big guy is your bodyguard.
Kronk, I'll take you halfway. How about that?
How about to the place, and then you get me close, just so I can hear and come
Within
running.
shouting distance, I promise.
All right.
Cool. So, not to rush you all out, but I have to make my own deals with the devil.
What do you mean?
Gun.
What do you mean?
You know, having lost you once, I figured maybe I need to up my firepower.
All right.
It's not bad. Trust me. I'm just gonna go see a guy.
I'm gonna inside check him
Okay.
because he's being a sketchy
Skeeverson.
mofo. 19.
Yeah, he's probably gonna see if he can talk with his patron deity.
Do I know who that is?
Gun.
Yeah, just
All he knows is the gun gives him power.
All he knows is the gun gives him power?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. All right, well, she's going to walk over to him and, like, place her hand on his cheek and say, don't do anything that I would do.
Wouldn't you rather say don't do anything Wolf would do? Because I think he sold his soul for you.
That's what I'm going to go find out. So
Okay.
don't do that. Stay
Good.
safe. Don't do anything stupid.
Debatable.
You're an idiot. And I kiss him on the cheek and I walk out.
oh.
All right.
Yeah. So
We're gonna go to Wolf's place.
All right. So make a survival check as it's just pouring down rain at this point.
I welcome the rain.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
probably like any kind of feeling on a corporeal body is just like,
Right.
oh, yes.
11.
Okay. So it takes you until about 1 a.m. To actually find wolves.
I took the big sleep, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're feeling great. Everybody else not so much. But yeah, so you get about a block or two away from where Wolf calls his resting place.
All right, I stop Kronk and I say, I'm gonna have to have you wait here, okay?
All right.
I promise I will come back.
You did already. And Kronk never seems to react to the weather
No,
at all.
it's just
Whether it's cold,
Downpour.
rain, whatever, it just rolls off him. So he just is standing there, kind of like a stone.
and it's very much a like more bars and more places comparison, because as you are standing very, very stoically, your eyes kind of shift up and you can see that there is a giant statue that is kind of like in the same position that Kronk is. As you know that Waterdeep is surrounded by these giant stone statues from a time gone by. But he's kind of like maybe not the mental association was there, like this is how you stand when you're on duty, but like it's very similar to the large stone statue behind him.
Sweet.
So yeah.
All right. Yep, I'm gonna continue on to where I know Wolf lives.
Yep. So you go you like take a quick turn around a house and then you start walking down an alleyway, and between what looks to be two smaller refuse piles tucked up with his cloak up near his face is a sleeping wolf just kind of being
I'm not
pelted by
there.
this rain.
I'm not there.
Where are you?
Well, when it started raining, I thought, fuck it, I'll go check out the crypt now. No one else is getting hurt because of me.
Okay, so you are just so you go
I went to the crypt. I would have been getting to the crypt when the lightning struck the bell.
Okay, at midnight-ish. So yeah, you are just at the crypt. So Ghost, you go over, and you do not find Wolf sleeping where you had thought he was.
Okay.
You can
if
make an
I have my
investigation check if you want.
No, he probably wants, like, it's raining. He's probably just somewhere else. So I am going to take out a piece of parchment and kind of hide it under myself so I can write on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to write, I'm horny, and then a little heart, and I'm gonna kiss it. I'm gonna put it in his stuff and fold it up.
Okay. Sounds good. Make a survival check as you go to stow it away.
Which is our code, people. You dirty people online. That's our code.
I am a follower of horror, and our code word is that I'm horny.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, it works now. Survival is 18. 18.
Yeah, so you managed to tuck it away where you know that the rain isn't going to pelt it. It might get a little water damage, but the message will still be good.
Okay.
So Hubris, what are you currently doing during this period of time after your friends leave?
He walks over to his chair and lifts up the seat cushion, and inside of it is just like basically a drawer that has a bunch of components and stuff inside of it.
Okay.
Puts down his gun and he just starts making a bullet. And in Infernal, he carves the name Xanathar on it.
Okay. Radical.
Nods his head. He goes, "Yeah, we're gonna raise some hell." Slots it in and flicks it up.
Nice. Yeah. So you are currently just kind of doing all of this, and then about another hour goes by, and that's when you hear a knock on the door that you know is Kronk and Ghost returning.
Opens the door.
Yep. And you see both of them just kind of standing, just drenched by this rain.
I can keep doing this all night, but snap, snap, dry.
Thank you. I would like to sleep here if that's okay. With Kronk and you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's the best look. that was great. That was beautiful.
That's
Nice,
totally.
nice.
Well, pick a spot. I really don't have much. You can have the chair tonight if you want.
She kind of laughs and then she goes and lays on the bed.
There's no bed.
It is legitimately just a leather chair in an empty room.
Oh. Well, I'm going to wait until Kronk lays down, and then I'm just going to lay on top of him, like, use him as my bed.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to throw the quilt over both of them. I have a coat.
Yeah, and you bundle yourself up pretty well. And then, yeah, it is morning of the next day. There are just pools of water. You guys all gain all your health, all your benefits of leveling up to 2. Now that we've brought our dead friend back to life.
Yay!
Yay!
Choo-choo train.
So as we fall asleep, I just wanted to say to Kronk, just like, I'm sorry I left you, buddy.
It's all good. We'd have done what we needed to do.
I know. But I'm glad you didn't have to.
Cut to Wolf just like covered in rain, being like, I can't believe I had to go back to the Zentarum for this.
How could this happen to me?
Do you stay at the crypt all night, Wolf?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, first thing in the
It's
morning.
dry.
Yeah, you found a kind of comfy grave spot to hold yourself up in that you knew wouldn't be getting a whole lot of wetness.
How many crypts are there?
There is a very, very large plot that they use. Because I did a horrible thing I mean, this is like a small ASMR section of the stream, but I did a horrible thing. In the back of Waterdeep, in the back of the modules, they have maps, and I, as a collector, am like, no, all things must be pristine. But I mean, it's a really big map of Waterdeep, guys. It has street names. It has like notable marks. It's insane. This is not sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, but like totally check out Waterdeep Dragon Heist because then you get a sweet map of Waterdeep.
D&D Beyond.
And so
D&D Beyond.
yeah, you
Google images.
it is known as the City of the Dead. Is where the crypts are located, and going through it just looks like a walled off part of the city that contains just a plethora of like standing graves, holes that have been buried in the ground that people have been left in. Like, this is just a collection of grave markings in Waterdeep to kind of house and exonerate all of the different races and creeds that have come to pass throughout their time in Waterdeep.
And I have my book, but I have not opened it. Okay, because we're playing.
Just take out the map.
I have the box set from 90 whatever somewhere, and it's got like 6 or 8 maps
That's
that you lay
awesome.
out. It's that map though. It's like literally the map that you were showing.
It's
you
a
know,
good
it's
map.
still the same city and stuff, but it's huge. So
It's Ed Greenwood's crazy person pipe dream, and I appreciate it.
do they have? Does the City of the Dead still have like a big void where they throw bodies?
No, that's
Or they
been
don't-
fixed.
they don't- Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
So
Too many
yeah.
bodies in the void.
So yeah, Wolf, you wake up and you can see that there are puddles of water that have just sort of formed around the area, and it was a very dark and stormy night indeed. But you managed to sleep through it. So what is your first thought when you wake up?
Am I alone?
Yes, you are currently alone in this graveyard.
Cool. I'm just gonna wait around until the meeting. I'm not going back.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get them. No point putting other people at risk. I am my issue, my deal.
Okay.
As far as I know, they're just gonna come kill everyone who's here, so it could be a trap.
Could be a tricky trap. So then we'll shift back to the other three. So Kronk, Ghost, and Hubris, what are you guys up to? First thing in the morning, you wake up in Hubris's house.
Hubris is like,
Question.
yeah.
When I rub my eye, does it feel like an eye?
It feels like there is just kind of like a dent and then more bone up top. Like, it does not feel like an eye when you rub it.
Go ahead, Hubris.
Hubris is just like rubbing his temples. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Is there something wrong with my eye?
Yeah, it's like a blue pinprick in the middle of a fathomless sea. It's like a blue dot inside of a black socket. You're alive.
Why didn't you tell me this? And I pull out my little compact.
Yeah, you pull out your tiny little mirror and you just see that there is like this floaty blue dot where your eye is, and it looks like there's searing marks.
You know, I was still considering the fact that you're fucking alive.
I think it's really cool.
We cannot hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm being very quiet.
That's okay.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm still attracted to you.
And I think it looks cool.
Thank you, boy.
Diffuses situation.
You don't have food here, do you?
We can go to the coffee shop.
That's... And I look around. Wolf isn't here, right?
No, Wolf is not.
Wolf didn't get my message. I told him to come back here.
We've got to think of another way to say meet at Hubris's house because I'm horny.
I think it's funny. And I like play with his horns a little bit.
It's kind of on the horn.
High five. Blue.
So that means, I guess, he never went home, or he ignored your note.
I doubt he would ignore my note.
Oh, you guys are talking. I will be right back. I'm so sorry.
Especially if it's from me. What about... Well, should we go look for him? Where would he be?
You know, I was gonna say his home, just out loud, but I realize how stupid that is because he's not here because he would have seen the note. Maybe he's back at the portal?
At the portal, maybe. Where were you guys going to meet?
Here. And then go to the crypts?
Were you going to scout it out first?
We had more pressing issues at hand than thinking tactically.
You know what Wolf would say?
I'm disappointed in you, Hubris.
I'm
I
not
returned.
disappointed in you, Hubris.
Okay.
This just means I get
Sorry,
treats when I re-listen to the podcast.
We're just talking all types of shit about you.
I knew it.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is the current plan?
We're gonna go get breakfast,
Okay.
and then probably do we want to go to the awning portal?
If you wanted to check for Wolf,
Yeah.
probably like try out all his haunts.
Should I cover this up? Is it too distracting? Is it really weird?
It's pretty morbid. Like this is like again like a seared eye hole that just has a floating dot in it. And like the people of Waterdeep are very nice when it comes to adventurers. They kind of get the gist that like sometimes they'll see something that's like that's unsettling, but they did save the city. So you kind of just learn to deal with these sort of things.
Wolf just parts her hair on the other side and...
You said Wolf.
Oh, God, Jesus. Sorry. Yeah, no, Ghost just parts her hair on the other side and covers her eye for now. I'm going to need to... Yes!
The heck?
I also have an eye patch, but it's just not on me.
I'll come pick that up later.
It's downstairs.
Is everything within arm's reach, Greybeard?
It was so funny. That's what I was digging around for. I'm like, I know there's an eye patch in here. 'Cause there was a pirate hat the other night when I threw all the weapons out. There was like a pirate hat and a captain's hat and a bunch of other stuff.
I know
So
there's an eye patch here
I
somewhere.
know there's a
Right?
here
Absolutely. All right. So probably at some point should get something for that. Indeed. But for now, to the awning portal.
So yeah, you guys make your way over to the yawning portal. And by the time that you get there, it is roughly around like 9:30, 10 in the morning. And as you are there and you are talking with Durnan, and Durnan seems to be like giving the three of you the eye, like he keeps like looking behind you, looking around you to see if Wolf is with you guys.
I think Hubris would have led with, have you seen Wolf?
No, I haven't really seen him in the last, well, since you guys were in here last time, and I told him to leave for the betterment of the establishment.
Not at all last night.
No.
Either?
Nah, he tends to make himself pretty well apparent if he's in a building or not. Sneaky as he is, he's pretty loud. say the least. And he kind of looks over towards where he had seen Wolf just like stabbing a guy with his wrist knife not 2 days ago.
Rather rambunctious.
He's got a fighting spirit in him. I do recognize that.
Well, if he does roll through here, can you tell him that we're looking for him, and if anything, I'm horny.
You know, I've had to relay a lot of messages before.
I shove a gold piece his way.
He looks at it. And sometimes that message just needs to get across, so I will do my best to make sure Wolf knows is it for him, or is this just like a general like
It's just a general like
hey Wolf, I'm in you deep, I want to give you a drink, or
my loins ache for him.
okay, I will be sure to relay the message that you got a set of aching loins.
No, specifically, I'm horny.
Okay. I will tell him Hubris says he is horny.
Perfect. Thank you. And I brush my hand against his as I leave, and I say, may the Doombringer bring you justice. I just like walks away.
Bring you doom.
Did you did you finish it off with, like, Doombringer bring you justice, hun? Is that how you finished it?
But yes, now I did.
He just kind of like looks at you, just
Snorted.
oh, okay. Do you want me to tell him that too?
No, that was for you. And I'm sorry. It's been a long night, and I walk away.
You're just sitting at a table. You like stand up and remove yourself.
I'm at the bar.
No, you guys had like saddled up to like a small booth.
Oh, jeez. No, I totally just like
awkwardly sit there,
him, dismissing him from my existence.
And he just takes the gold coin and just tell him that you're horny, Durnan. That's all you got to do. And he just continues walking off.
Probably ordered some food at the bar, and
you guys got a quality breakfast. And he gives you.
Hubris got something to go for Wolf.
Yeah.
In a fantasy world, when I put it in a little box, like a wooden box.
It could be like a paper bag. There's paper bags.
Paper.
In a little doggy bag.
It's not really paper, as paper is very expensive. But it is folded linen around what looks to be a hard sausage, a little bit of fruit, as well as some bread.
In a world where linen is more available than paper. Yep. Fantasy.
Have to be a hard sausage after the I'm horny message.
Yes. Yes, it did.
It's smoked. It's definitely smoked.
Otherwise, it would start dripping into the linen satchel.
2 hard-boiled eggs and a piece of jerky.
Moving on. Do I know, is there well, there aren't any temples to
Asuran,
because I can't think of it except for the way I told you.
Yep.
Asuran. There are no temples, right? He doesn't have temples.
No.
Okay.
And make a religion check.
Oh, geez, you are doing great tonight, Mr. Dice. I appreciate you.
Dice.
Religion. Yeah, right. That's a 18.
All right, so with your 18, you would know that most major towns and cities are not a fan of horror as a deity, mostly because they believe them, like, their followers are typically mercenaries, sellswords, vigilantes, people who believe themselves to be above the written law and hold themselves more towards the eye for an eye, like, kind of idealism, where it is very much if you have wronged me, I will equally wrong you, or if you have wronged anyone, then I will seek out a fit justice to then bestow upon you. And so most places of high repute don't really appreciate followers of Hora's much, mostly because of their go-getter attitude when it comes to justice.
For justice. All right.
Yes, you.
Yes. So he's not here. Where do we go now? Do we know anywhere else he would hang out?
That depends. Wolf, would you have told anybody where you go to hang out when it gets wet? No? Yeah, you guys have absolutely no idea because Wolf was very secretive with his party.
Is there a way we can, like, insight where he's gone by, like, putting 2 and 2 together? Or 5 and 17? I don't know.
Whoever would like can make an investigation check. It's going to be a pretty high DC.
That's intelligence. 17.
Okay.
Nice.
So with a 17, you start looking around Wolf's last resting place, and you start looking around and kind of talking to some more people, and you end up finding a kind of like a very thin-looking half-orc who looks very scrawny, almost like he is more like 3/4 human and then a quarter orc. His underbite fangs are very short and stubby, and he looks kind of malnourished, and he just says, "Yeah, I'll tell you where. I saw somebody look like that. Yeah, I saw somebody look like that last night. I wasn't looking for food. I promise. You got food. You got money. Yeah, I'll tell you where he went. I'll tell you where he went. I'll tell you where he went for 10 silver pieces. If you got 10 silver, I'll tell you where he went."
He has 5, and if you tell me, you get another.
All right.
What's up with all the people being grabby with the money?
Yeah. No, I seen him. I seen him. He was walking by last night in the rain, and he kept saying, "Oh, it's so wet. Oh, it's so wet. I really don't like this wet. I'm gonna go to a place where it's dry." And I heard him. I heard him real good. He's going to a place that's dry. You got that other 5 silver pieces. I'll take the other 5 silver pieces. I can take you right to him. I know exactly where you're at. But I'm not gonna tell you unless I get all the money. If you just give me all the money or a little bit of food, man. Like if you just give me some.
At this
food,
point, I'm just gonna pay him to leave us.
Okay.
Here's another 5. Yeah, you can definitely take this.
I'm going to the city of the dead. Thank you for the money. Lathander bless. And he walks away.
Wait, what? What was that?
Did you say the city of the dead?
That's what I heard.
Good job, Kronk.
Good job, Kronk.
He went to the tombs.
That sounds awesome. And with that, he gets out the cold shoulder.
Yeah.
There it is.
I told you guys I had it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like,
we're gonna win this.
For all of you podcast listeners, Greybeard has pulled a cleaver seemingly out of nowhere that looks very similar to the cold shoulder bone axe that Larzo sold the party last week.
I think you're gonna be saying Greybeard has pulled a lot.
Oh yeah.
sorry guys.
No, it's all right.
No,
when
it's
we get
great.
T-shirts, it'll be on the front that says Greybeard has pulled a, and it'll just list out all of the different things that you've pulled out. All of the different weapons. So yeah, you guys are currently just standing in the streets of Waterdeep, kind of having heard that Wolf was last seen heading towards the city of the dead.
Is it on the way? Is Hubris's place back on the way to the?
It is not.
Okay,
No, it is currently not.
it's up to you. What do you want to do?
You would know that the city of the dead is about a 20-minute walk north.
Oh,
That's not bad.
no.
Yeah, so you guys make your way there, and in front of you, you see that there are two large stone statues that have their hands holding up, one of them with a large set of scales coming from underneath it that seem to be balanced with the outside scale looking heavier than the inside, and then that statue with its scales is reversed on the other side. Kind of making this
Kronk?
like arch looking pattern.
I know of.
It's just in the face. You're so stoic all the time. It's a compliment, big guy.
Would I see him coming if I'm keeping an eye out to make sure no Zentaran are coming to?
So the crypt that you have kind of been staking out is towards the back, but after about 5 minutes of your party just sort of like walking around this graveyard, you do see them just idly wandering. And you see that it is Kronk, Hubris, and what looks to be Ghost, although Ghost is currently missing an eye and has a little light bead in there instead, but they are all just kind of confidently walking, looking around.
Isn't Ghost covering her eye with her hair?
Yes. But you have a 22 passive perception.
Fair enough.
What can we say to get Wolf's attention?
And Kronk just lets it go, across the something. Yeah.
Do you howl?
Are you wolf?
Excellent, Kronk.
That's
was-
very good.
In my ear.
Wolf would have already been running.
So yeah, you guys see what looks to be a dirty kind of homeless man just running towards you.
Listen, old man, I gave you 10 silver. You can go away.
And then you see
Gonna
that
push
it is
Hubris
Wolf.
out the way and give Ghost a big hug.
Oh. Oh.
And is at that point that you guys realize that this is Wolf.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm very confident, huh? I'm very confident.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be your last words.
Well, oh. Were those my last words? Yeah. Well, not
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm very confident.
Still am. Not really.
The eye's cool.
Thanks.
What are you doing here?
I kind of like step back.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Attack of opportunity! He stabs you.
You want Ghost?
I was right. He's gonna gut her.
Ghost has a real eye. Stab.
I came back.
Yeah, but what are you doing here?
Well, we were looking for you.
I said I'd meet him at 8:30 at Hubris's place. So what are you doing here?
Well, I thought you might want to know that I'm alive.
And that your plan worked. Good job, buddy. And he, lumps you in the shoulder.
My plan hasn't happened.
You need to.
I can't.
You can't.
Can't.
What did you do?
Nothing.
It's all you, Ghost.
Ghost kind of crosses her arms and like stares at him with the blue. She puts her hair back. She stares at him with the blue eye and she says, "You told them that you sold your soul to a devil."
Technically, not true.
What did you do?
What had to be done to prevent this happening? When I mean this, I meant like losing someone. Remember, not gonna do that again. Not happening.
Right.
So, whatever I had to do, because Bolo's useless.
Well, what What did you actually do?
Just promise someone a favor.
A demon?
She's been called that before, but she's not one.
A human?
Dwarf, human, humanoid, mortal.
Someone we can kill?
Oh, I fucking wish. Hope so.
She kind of relaxes and puts her hand on his shoulder. I'm okay. Look at me. I'm okay.
Still gotta do this deal.
What did you promise them?
A favor. Lock of my hair. Vial of blood. They've already got 2 of those. Favor's
What?
not one of them.
Would I know anything about that sort of pact?
Make an Arcana check.
You got this. Don't worry, guys. The carry's here.
Are you confident?
Oh, God! It's a 17! Resurrection! Has done me good!
So you would know from your Blood Hunter origins, as well as just the general understanding that you have of magic, is that the closer a connection you have with something else, the easier it is to track something like that. Whether it's to track with scent, like kind of how you marked Volo, and then were able to follow that scent later on. You've kind of just been... you understand the power that blood, hair, and anything from a specific individual has, especially if that thing would fall into the hands of the wrong person.
Okay, but it's not like they can control his mind sort of thing, or I don't know.
No,
okay.
You don't believe that they would have any kind of like mind control-y powers.
Right.
This seems much more of a clerical understanding of, I want to know where this person is. Now I know where this person is, and then you move on past that point.
Okay. Okay. That's not the worst thing in the world.
So they didn't lie to me about that. That's a plus.
Yeah. Well, the favor. Would it be a big favor? What did they promise you in return?
A scroll to bring the person I needed back.
Which spell to do that?
That was not discussed.
Nope.
Also, is it like a one-way dealie? Does it work on just Ghost, or...
I never specified a person, so I'm assuming it works on anyone.
Oh,
So
that's
we may as well get it for when someone dies.
Are you
Knock
okay?
on-
Or else they're going to come looking for me, most likely. And I'll still owe them the favor.
Ah.
Hey, like, what's the worst thing a Zentarum can ask someone to do?
You made a deal with the Zentarum, the Z people, the snake people? You mean the people that had you?
That set me up, technically. They confirmed that. They knew it was a trap.
I'm not angry at
You
you.
were dead.
Just
You don't you dare say disappointed.
concerned.
Oh.
Sucked in Hubris. Still only you. Concerned, well, next time, don't die, and I won't have to do this.
Well, I won't stand in front next time. Thank you for trying.
I would have succeeded, just so you know.
I know he would have. Too bad I got there first. And I
Yeah. the
flipped
fuck?
my hair.
This is for you. Also, you smell like a hobo. Also, if you ever go back to the yawning portal, someone might say something very weird to you.
Why would you say something? I thought it was going to be hilarious.
Everyone says weird stuff to me. Like, why are you stabbing me? Oh, didn't you just kill that guy? Oh, I'm disappointed.
That's not the weirdest thing I've said to you.
Isn't that my bag of coins? Like,
What do you want to do now?
What's my insides doing on my outsides?
never heard that one yet.
I'm very surprised.
They know me dead. They can't say anything. Well, what's the time of day? Do we know?
The time of day is roughly about noon at this point.
Okay, so I have 11 hours to kill.
How about we head back to my place, rest, recoup, strategize, maybe for once, so it's not a fucking carriage next time.
Our carriages are amazing. I don't know how we can strategize. We kill them. We got the whole Zhentarim faction after us. Okay, we don't kill them. It could be a trap, and I kill everyone here. Or yous don't come. I stay. If it's a trap, I either get out or I die. But yous are okay. Or I get a scroll which can resurrect someone for the next time someone dies.
You're not going to outdo me. You can't die. So...
Pretty certain that's not up to you.
Well...
You're muted, Kronk.
Oh, yeah, no, Kronk, we couldn't hear you.
But if you do die, Wolf, we can use that scroll to bring you back.
Yes,
See,
we can.
Kronk's got
Yes,
it.
we
Kronk's
can.
got
We
it.
can.
If I have the scroll.
Well,
got
let's
it.
go. Let's go back to our place, Kronk.
All right.
That
Oh,
way.
we got a house.
Oh yeah, we got a house. Volo gave us a house.
And I'm pointing at Hubris.
I have like some wrought iron keys. Yeah, apparently it's like haunted by a spirit, something. We could check it out, I guess, for like 11 hours.
Sure. I'm up for an adventure.
And that is where we are going to call
Fun.
it for tonight's session.
Oh, I was gonna end off with a really funny thing.
Okay, do it.
Come on, Wolf. Would it kill you to lift your spirits?
I'm not mad, Hubris. I'm just disappointed.
Very shit-eating grin.
All right, so I would like to say, first and foremost, thank you to everybody who decided to stick by while we had our weird slew of technical difficulties as my router decided to reboot in the middle of me doing something. But that is neither here nor there, because you did not come here just to see me and experience my router problems with me. You came here for everybody else. So, first off, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I am Justice. You can find me at RJustice282 on Twitter and on Twitch, and on the Monday game where I play Calum, our lovely summer child, Calum.
Cheery
my
person.
sweet summer child.
You sweet summer child.
All right, next up, Greybeard. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Greybeard to Greybeards Tavern. Come by on Sunday mornings so we can play some Darkest Dungeon and, see some more props.
Always got the props. So many props. It's fantastic. Next up, LBHackEmUp. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm on the Monday show. I play a very feisty halfling barbarian who gets called a gnome sometimes by our DM. And
No, who would do that? What a horrible DM to not remember basic things like character race.
I know, that's just so weird. Anyways, there's a lot of feels going on in that campaign too. So, bruh. Okay, yes, I might be streaming tomorrow. I don't know. I have a thing that I might have to do, but if you can find it, find it.
Oh, we'll find it.
That'll be at LBHackEmUp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Twitch.com/LBHackEmUp.
Yeah.
I'm already following.
Shit.
Stop.
You should post that link in the chat so that way anybody watching the chat can also,
And
can also
Twitter.
come. Yes.
Oh god. All right, I know how to do this stuff, guys.
Yes.
Don't.
Self-promote.
Yeah.
Don't be
ooh.
ashamed.
All right, so next up, Barry, where can we find you? What do you do?
Twitter and Twitch, both Dammit Barry. I do appear in chat during your Monday game, hoping for player deaths because they're always fun experiences to go through. Yeah, I've got some things in the works which eventually should be made public, but not right yet. I think that's about it.
We will wait for the announcement for secret announcements very patiently. And as always, I am the Indoor Adventurer. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/indoor_adventurer Monday through Wednesday, where I play I don't really play in the first two, but I DM a homebrew 5e campaign where I emotionally scar my players to the point where they wake up in the morning going, what the fuck, Indoor, and then go about their day. Then I have this wonderful crew of my Tuesday night game with the Dragon Deep Water Heist crew, and they're great. I did it on purpose that time.
Nailed it.
As a
We haven't done
callback.
a heist yet.
I totally did it on purpose, and it wasn't for chuckles. And then Wednesday, I have my Never Wednesday stream with my buddy Reeves_bot, where we just play the Neverwinter MMO. And if you're looking for new best friends and looking for people to hang out with, that's the stream for it, because I will interact more readily and frequently with anybody in chat on that day than I do when I'm running games. Other than that, make sure to check out the audio cast on all major supported audio platforms, basically everything except for Podbean. You guys can find at Indoor Adventures, as that is what I like to call these amazing games. We have a Patreon set up, so if you want to hop into our Discord server and help kick some money our way, that would be awesome. And then we also have, for subscribers, if you go to your connections and your Twitch integrations, you can actually join our Discord server, and you can see all sorts of wonderful music sharing as well as fun Photoshop images, along with a plethora of other nerd-related discussions. Earlier today, we were talking about comic books, we were talking about movies, we were talking about music, we were talking about games. It was a great time, and I hope to see some of you there. But until next time, I will see you guys tomorrow, and we will see you guys next week. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.